Hey everyone, Chris of the Thrift Shop Hustler with another What Sold on eBay video for you today. For those who don't know, I am Chris, Thrift Shop Hustler, with over 30 years of reselling experience. I'm here in the American Cancer Society eBay studio, and we're going to let you know some of the things that we sold this week. So let's get right into it. First up, we have this Bernina 1080 sewing machine. Now when this first came in, it was like one of those big clunky machines, and I didn't exactly know what it was till I actually did the research on this. And this particular brand, Bernina, is a very, very high-end Bolo brand, so you definitely want to look out for that. This sold for a total of $224.99, and just do some basic testing, plug it in, make sure the lights come on, use the pedal, make sure at least the little thing goes up and down, and check all that kind of stuff out for sure. But this is definitely a Bolo brand to look out for. This was a really good sale. This was an East West Musical Instruments brown leather jacket. We did take a best offer for $500 on this. We had this as high as like $1,200 at first. These jackets, leather jackets, are very rare, very sought after, especially the vintage ones. This one, I think we dated it probably around the 70s. It could even have been late 60s, but we're guessing somewhere around the 70s for sure. These things are out there. Leather jackets are really, really in right now, especially this style of jacket. And this was a really, really cool donation. And I was actually very surprised when I looked this jacket up, because we get in leather jackets from time to time, and they're normally not this high end and this crazy of a price. But like I said, we did have a lot of watchers on this, but no one was pulling the trigger at a higher price, so we did take a best offer for $500 on this one. So definitely look out for East West Musical Instruments. That's actually the brand name, believe it or not. Next up, we have this Dolce & Gabbana silk short sleeve shirt. That was a mouthful for sure. This is authentic from 2015. They did a whole run of these kind of kids drawings. They were called Mamma Mia, basically embracing mother love with mother and daughter. And it was basically a throwback to the kindergartner type imagery when you're a kid and you do the little doodles and stuff like this. Well, they took a lot of that kind of stuff and they put it on dresses, scarves, shirts, and there was a whole show in 2015. And I want to say it was winter collection, but I'm not quite sure. So Dolce & Gabbana is definitely a Bolo brand to look out for. This was an amazing piece, really, really cool artistic value. This sold for $140.01, so definitely look out for this. We've talked about lenses before in the past. Up next is this Olympus Zucchio lens. This is a 45 millimeter 1.8, so it can actually bring in a lot of light. This is only fitted for Olympus cameras. It is a 35 millimeter UV cap that could be put on there in the front element. Look out for Zucchio lenses. They're really, really high end. These have sold for all over the place, as high as $275. This one didn't have the lens caps from the back and the front, which isn't a huge deal, but I think we could have got a little bit more for this. This actually sold for $100. So look out for fixed lenses. And for those that don't know what a fixed lens is, it's basically like 1 millimeter range instead of like different ranges. Like this lens I'm using right here is a 10-18 millimeter. This one is a fixed lens at 45 millimeters, 1.8 f-stop, which is basically the amount of light that comes in to the lens. And basically just a pro tip, the more expensive, now this isn't always true, but this is kind of, if you don't know anything about lenses, the f-stop, the lower it is, usually the more in demand and basically the more expensive it's going to be. Now this isn't always the case, but it's also a good rule to kind of look back. So 1.8, 1.0, anything even under 1 is, I'm not even sure if there's even, I think I've seen a 0.8 or something like that before, but definitely look out for fixed lenses. And just, they're so easy to look up in the very front of the lens. They'll show the basic specs of each lens, so definitely look out for those. Next up, we have these Nike Air Maxes. These are women's SE tartan, I think it's called, with a kind of like a plaid look to them. We took a best offer for $38 on these. And just FYI, if you're ever looking for Nike shoes, in the tag there's going to be a 6-digit dash 3-digit number. The first 6 digits is going to be basically like the style, and then the 3 of them after the dash is going to be basically like the colorway, or it's usually just the colorway, but the very first 6 numbers are important as far as like determining how much the shoe is worth, because you just basically put in those 6 numbers, dash, and the 3 numbers, and usually you can pull up anything real quick on eBay, especially if you're on the go and you're at a Goodwill or another thrift store. But definitely check out Nike stuff if you can find it brand new, like new. They sell very well, and like I said, there's very specific sizes and styles to look out for. Some are better than others, and so you'll just have to be selling long enough to know what sizes are going to sell well and what are going to sit. So this was definitely a nice sale. Next up is this Jan Sport backpack. For those who grew up in the 90s like I did, these things were really super popular in the 90s. All through my middle school days and high school days, Jan Sport was basically the backpack everyone had. There's a lot of nostalgia with these backpacks. This one happens to be a Southwest design. We did take a best offer for $20, though we had this listed as high as $60 when we first got it used. You definitely want to try to find these brand new, especially the vintage stuff. A lot of this stuff sits for a while, but if you can find any of the really nice colors, especially new at tags, definitely pick these up. And even if you can find these for under $5, and they have not so much wear, because these are backpacks, these are known to get thrashed and worn and things like that. So definitely look out for Jan Sport backpacks. Like I said, we did take a best offer for $20 on this, and just to make sure, like I said, there's no staining, there's no rips in the leather, and the fasteners and all the little straps and everything are in good condition. Or you might not want to pick this up. So next up is this gold chain. We've talked about gold products before. They're really easy sellers as long as you keep it close to spot value. And what spot value is basically the weight. And there's lots of calculators online. If you Google just gold price calculator, there's tons of free ones that you can see how many grams 14 carats worth, or 18 karat or 10 karat by the weight that you have. So if you have a scale, that definitely helps. This one was 22.39 grams. We did take a best offer for $800 on this piece, which was just at spot price. So basically someone's probably going to buy this, melt it down, and do whatever they do with the gold bullion, prepper stuff. I don't know exactly. Or they're going to wear this necklace, though. I know that a lot of people that buy this kind of scrap gold things, they usually just for melting down to make bars or turn it into other jewelry. So definitely look out for this. If you don't have a testing unit, I definitely highly suggest at least getting a magnet, a high-powered magnet, so that you can know if it's real gold or silver or something like that. And if you want to go even higher end, definitely go and get a acid test acid test kit, which is like under $20 on Amazon. If I can remember, I'll put a link below to that. Here's another pair of Nike Air Max women's. This happens to be a CSE cargo in gray. Why does it say cargo gray? I don't know why it says that. Actually, I should have put army fatigues on this or something like this. There's that first 6-digit numbers I was talking about. We did take a best offer for $45. This thing was like sparkling mint condition as far as like out of the box stuff that gets donated usually is used, but this is pretty much like new out of box. Like I said, this is the Nike Air Max, and just by looking up the codes inside of the tag, you'll be able to whether or not if it's a fake or not. Usually the fakes, the style numbers will be off or something will not seem right. So if you want to if you're in a store and you want to check out stuff, you're at a garage sale, just basically type in that 6-digit / 3-digit number, and that should get you on your way. But this sold for $45. We did take a best offer on this, so definitely look out for the Nike Air Max in women's sizes. Up next are these Gucci horse bit loafer Flora slip-ons. These sold for $200. We did take a best offer on these. We did get a donation of some really nice Gucci shoes and items like that a few months ago, and we were just getting to that kind of stuff. So these things are out there, definitely look out for them. I'm not completely sure about fakes and things like that as far as Gucci shoes, but I'm sure they're out there. But once you start messing around with this higher end stuff, you'll kind of get a sense of what's fake and what's real, especially the quality. And quality is always going to be the thing that's going to, you can't basically counterfeit quality. And so these were really high quality, so we knew. Also, there was some provenance with these shoes, so we basically knew who they were coming from, so we knew that they were going to be legit. If you're out there in the wild, especially at garage sales and estate sales, you're going to have to definitely do your due diligence per Gucci shoe or any of these high-end shoes, because you never know what's going to be a fake or not. So anyways, like I said, we did take a best offer for $200. I did have these as high as $500 doing the high-low theory. And for those that don't know what the high-low theory is, price high, you can always bring the price down. You price too low and it sells instantly, you'll never know if you can got that top dollar. And it's definitely one of those tricks of the trade. Once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely click the like button. If you're new to the channel, definitely go down there and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite item that we found. I know mine was the leather jacket. It had to have been a movie prop or something like that. It was just so amazing and clean and fresh, so I definitely enjoyed that. Once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. We'll see you next time.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowin' about wearing a bird box skin? I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man's. Your granddad, we're donating that rap. Now I'm up in her. I'm in the well, you can find me in the. I'm not searching in the section.